Hello, it is me, Chris Bennett, and coming up on today's episode of the Morning Brew with Chris Bennett and Best Friends, we actually brought in a real relationship advice expert. We're talking bad marriage advice, helping a guy deal with his girlfriend, giving out her number at a bar. Plus, we find out if turtles breathe out of their butts or not. So you're going to learn something today, too. Let's get the show started.
From the Horn Auto Center Studios, Chris Bennett and the Morning Brew.
Today is Relationship Advice Thursday, and I have something juicy for you today. Apparently, normally I have Janine as my relationship advice expert, and apparently Janine and I sound like we know what we're talking about when it comes to relationships, so much so that a real relationship advice expert reached out to me. She listened to the show, loved our advice. She's a relationship coach, best-selling author, and helps couples for a living. Please welcome Monica Tanner to the show. Hi, Monica.
Yay! Thanks so much for having me, Chris.
Absolutely. You're joining us from Idaho. You heard our podcast, and did you really think our relationship advice was that great?
I think you guys are hilarious, and I think I love people who make the world a funnier place to live, so I just immediately was like, I should reach out to these people.
Well, we loved it. I'm glad to have an actual relationship expert. How did you get into relationship coaching?
You know, my parents divorced when I was 12, and I thought that I was a princess in a Disney movie, and I couldn't figure out which movie divorce was in. So at a very young age, I started kind of studying relationships because I knew they mattered. And I was like, I don't want other people to, end the story prematurely. So yeah, I started studying people around me. I was a little bit disillusioned because I felt like most of the married people that at least that I had access to didn't seem very happy. And I thought that if you're going to marry somebody, it should be your best friend and you should have fun together. And so I made that my mission in life, is to lower the divorce rate and raise marital satisfaction, because people should love their marriage.
And you have a best-selling book, Monica, called Bad Marriage Advice. Tell us a little bit, how did this book come to be, and what's in it?
Yeah. Well, my oldest son came to me last year and said that he'd met the girl he was going to marry and he was proposing next month. And I kind of had a mommy freak out moment, like, oh my gosh, have I taught him everything he needs to know about marriage? So I sat down to write him a love note from his mom, and it just turned into all of me debunking all of the well-meaning, well-intentioned advice that I knew he was about to get.
And what's some of the worst advice that people always hear? Like, what are like 2 or 3 of those?
There's so many. Happy wife, happy life is an easy one. That one's so silly. Don't sweat the small stuff is what I love talking about, because where do you think the big stuff comes from? And never go to bed angry, because it's much better to stay up all night fighting about stuff.
Really? And what's something people think that's normal but actually hurts relationships?
I think a lot of people think that if they met the right person that they'll never be hurt in relationships. And I think that hurt in relationships is part of growth. So don't look for someone who's never going to hurt you. Look for somebody who's going to give you the opportunity to heal.
Holy moly.
That might have been a little deep.
No, that's great. Wait, I'm just not used to a real relationship advice expert. I'm used to just Janine and I talking out of our necks. But yeah, that's amazing. And it is now time for relationship advice. And we have a special guest, a new best friend, Monica Tanner out of Idaho, a real relationship advice expert, author of the best-selling book, Bad Marriage Advice, and host of the top-rated podcast, Secrets of Happily Ever After. I'll go ahead and read the story, and when we come back, Monica, we'll get your advice. You ready?
Ready.
And then also rate my reading. Let me know how good I do. All right, here we go. I love my wife, I really do, but she has this habit that is slowly driving me insane. She sets alarms for everything, not just one alarm, like 5. One to wake up, one to actually get up, one to start getting ready, one to leave, and one somehow just in case. And here's the thing. She doesn't turn them off. She lets them go over and over and just ignores them. Meanwhile, I'm wide awake at 6 a.m. listening to alarm number 3, thinking the house is under attack. I've tried to bring it up and she says I'm being dramatic. But now I'm losing sleep and my sanity. Am I overreacting, or is this grounds for an intervention?
Definitely grounds for an intervention. I think anything that bothers you enough to write into a radio show is grounds for an intervention. So definitely he needs to express his distaste for the way in which she uses her alarms, but he needs to do it in a curious and vulnerable way. So instead of attacking her for doing something wrong, he should just get curious. Why do you need these alarms? Why do they go off so often? And why do you let them go for so long? And maybe if he understands some of that, he can make choices accordingly, right? So like if it's going off at 6 a.m. and the alarm's not turning off and he's awake and her intention is to wake up, maybe he could help the process somehow. But it helps to understand why she does what she does. And it's helpful for her to understand how it affects him.
I like the key word, come in vulnerable. Don't come in attacking her. Don't
Yes.
make her defensive.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right. Luckily, I don't think my wife hates it, but I have to set 5, because I have ADHD, and I'm also just, I get lost in my thought, and if I don't have a lot of alarms, I end up like just getting lost in space.
I'm the same way. If I don't set alarms, my children will not get picked up from school and I will be late for everything. So I get it.
Thank you so much, Monica, for being our guest today and being a relationship advice expert. Everyone, go ahead and give Monica Tanner a follow. Do you have socials where we could follow you at, Monica?
You can find me on Instagram at Monty Talks Marriage.
Monty Talks Marriage. Also, check out her best-selling book, Bad Marriage Advice, and download and listen to her top-rated podcast, Secrets of Happily Ever After. And Monica, I hope to have you back again, and maybe next time we could have Janine join us, and you could set us both straight.
I'd love that.
You are caller 7. Who's this?
Kevin.
Kevin! Heck yeah, Kevin from Sholo, right?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right, Kevin, you just won 4 tickets to the Diamondbacks game, but first, you have to be my relationship advice expert. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been dating my girlfriend. I'm 25. She's 25. I've been dating my girlfriend for about a year, and something happened that has me all messed up. She went out with her friends the other night. No big deal. Said they were just dancing, having fun. Cool. But then later, I found out that before she left, some guy asked for her number. That's right. And she gave it to him. No way. She says it was just easier than saying no. Now, fast forward a few days, I'm using her phone and I see 2 missed calls from a random name I don't recognize. Uh-oh. So I ask her about it, and at first she says she doesn't remember. Then she says she didn't think he was even into girls. So I text the number, and the guy responds, "I'm the dude that was vibing with you this weekend." Now she's crying. I'm furious, and I walked out. Am I overreacting, or is this a red flag?
Oh, that's a red flag.
Totally, right? Totally.
I don't even know why he's asking. He should know.
Yeah. So he should just kick her to the curb, right?
100%.
And I mean, okay, if giving your number is easier than saying no, then give a fake number. But I don't know if you're able to give fake numbers these days in this day and age. I haven't asked for a girl's number in 20 some odd years. But definite red flag. And so you would just immediately break it off.
Oh, yeah. I probably wouldn't even tell. I'd probably leave.
All right, there you go. Kevin from Sholo with some great relationship advice. He says, put on those running shoes and go on and get. Congratulations, Kevin. You won 4 tickets to tomorrow night's baseball game, D-backs versus the Atlanta Braves. What radio station hooked you up?
92.5, of course.
You know it. Arr! Good morning. It's the Morning Brew with Chris. Who's this?
This is David Whitmore from the Sholo Elks Lodge and the Elks Riders.
Heck yeah, David Whitmore. How are you doing today? I know at the Elks Lodge, you have a big event planned for the kids on the mountain this Saturday, right?
Yes, sir, we sure do.
Nice. What's going on?
Well, yesterday we had a bunch of volunteers come and stuff over 7,000 eggs for the kids to come find. So we're going to have a big Easter egg hunt.
Heck yeah. And what time is it, and how can people participate? Does it cost anything to participate?
No, sir, it is completely free. The Easter egg hunt starts at 11, so come a little early. We're going to have hot dogs for everyone, gift bags for the kiddos, and right now we're sitting at about 38 bikes, and I think we're going to hit that 50, though.
Heck.
So there will be bikes for the kids to put in for on a raffle, free hot dogs, lots of eggs, and lots of good times.
That's cool. So the kids can show up, participate in the Easter egg hunt, and then they'll be able to enter themselves into a raffle to win some of those bikes. But we need more donations for the bikes, right?
Yes, sir. We're trying to hit 50. We're at about 38 right now. Like I said, I think we're going to get some more in tonight and tomorrow night. But, yeah, any donations we'll take. The more bikes that we can give the kids, the better.
All right. And they got to be new bikes, right?
Yes, sir. New bikes, skateboards, scooters, anything they can ride.
And if anybody has a bike, a scooter, or a skateboard that they bought that they'd like to donate, they just drop it off at the Elks Lodge at 805 East Whipple from 2 to 7, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. They could do that today or tomorrow. Let's go ahead and get some more bikes donated and make this such a memorable Easter for the kids on the White Mountain. 7,000 eggs. It's free for all kids. What are the ages?
12 and under.
12 and under. How many kids do you think we're going to have for 7,000 eggs?
Oh, last year I think we were 350, 400 kids almost there. So, and they made 5,000 eggs last year disappear in about 45 seconds.
So cool. If you want to go, make sure you bring your kids to the Sholo Elks Lodge. The event starts at 11 for the Easter egg hunt. And if you have bikes to donate, go ahead and drop them off at the Sholo Elks Lodge today or tomorrow from 2 to 7. Today is National Fact Checker Day, which is great after April Fool's Day. There were so many weird things on Facebook. So we're going to play a game with you, David, called Real Fact or Fake Fact. You ready?
Let's go for it.
All right. Real fact or fake fact? There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way.
Fake.
No, that is fact.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Bats are blind. Fact or fake?
Fake.
Yeah, that is fake. Bats, I guess they're not completely blind. How about this? Turtles can breathe through their butts.
Yes, sir.
How did you know that?
Because I've had turtles, I've had snakes, I've had lizards. I've known that one's true for sure.
I talk out my butt, but I don't breathe out my butt. All right. And last one. Penguins propose with a pebble.
Yes, they do.
Yes! Gosh, you are good. How'd you know that one?
I've seen that movie, Happy Feet.
That was fact or fake on this National Fact Checker Day. All right, and that will do it for today's episode of The Morning Brew with Chris Bennett and Best Friends. I appreciate you hanging out with us. If you enjoyed it, make sure to follow, share it with a friend, and come join us on the Facebook Live show Monday through Friday. We're always looking for new best friends to come and hang out with us. We'll be back tomorrow with more fun, more callers, and also, tomorrow is our Country Climb Star of the Week. Until then, have a great day, and don't forget, it's always a good time on The Morning Brew. Love you, best friends. Bye.